Some studded leather shield. It's a well-traveled gnome essentially. And yeah, a bag that's just kind of like full of it would be. No, I guess the papers aren't there right now. So I guess you'd see like a spyglass on the side and some other things like that. So just a person who's well traveled and has a lot of stuff on them. So.
All right. Who wants to go next there? Go ahead, Ignious Burns.
Ignatius Burns is a Genanse wizard. He is completely coal black with looks like all his hair has been burned off. And other than that, he's just wearing very like he's been living in the forest, unkept, slightly singed wizard's robes.
Okay, cool. And he's also noted as a city burner up in the northern part.
Only a few houses. He has to burn a few more.
Come on, there was one thing caught on fire, and that was actually because the giant ran into it after I burned him alive.
And
that was one time.
Just one time.
It wasn't even me. I burned the giant alive and he ran into a building. What am I supposed to do about that?
Ty Blood Fodder, if I said that right.
Yeah, it's close. It's Tiff Bloodfooter.
Okay.
So he just goes by Bloodfooter. He's a halfling. He's very, very typical looking, other than just the way he carries himself. So very unlike, the stereotype of his of his race. He's not very jovial. He's very, serious looking. He has brown hair and dark eyes, and his features, his facial features and expression are very, adult, serious like. He does have a noticeable scar across his right cheek, and it's clear that it runs from basically the edge of his mouth to his ear, and it's clear that that was done by some kind of a blade. His movement is very, I mean, just beyond just stealthy. His movement is very efficient, and you can see like when he moves about, whether it's his hand motion or if he's moving around the room, it's very, almost effortless type of movement to him. He wears fairly like travel quality clothing, although he does carry a short sword, and he's clearly wearing some kind of armor underneath his outer clothing. So he looks like he's always prepared for any kind of action. He's kind of quiet. He doesn't talk unless he's spoken to, or unless he needs to inquire of anything. So he's almost taciturn in the way that he interacts with other individuals.
Oh, okay. And you gentlemen have all been put together by Pincus from the Unnamed Adventurers Guild to come out and help try to figure out what is causing the strange activities around the city of Nizaba, on the Isle of Nizaba. In fact, I will share a little bit of something on that up here. And yeah, right here. We'll share this one first. Right here. And come on. Where my annotation should have, oh, it's working. All right, there we go. And annotate, spotlight, and come on, spotlight. There we go. And you guys are traveling from up here in Nizaba, and I can bring, let me take that, and I'm going to blow it up a little bit. I got to move some of these bars here so I can do that one. Boom, right there. There we go. Come on. Yeah. Yeah, it went a little far. Yeah, well, right there. And then I'll bring that, and that will put us there. Go back to spotlight. And right up here in the city of Illumina, right there, I was down Red Gill there circling, is where the UAG is headquartered out, and where Pincus gave you the information that a friend of his is having some strange issues with monsters, creatures, and everything down here in the Isle of Nizaba. And he was asking assistance from an old friend, since he heard that he was working out of a adventurers guild and helping manage that if he has a party there. And that's what has brought you three together as far as that. There's been tales of strange activities up in the volcano up in the mountain. It used to be a dormant volcano, almost acting like it's becoming active again. And they're wondering why. And the friend of Pincus's is a wizard named Gandalf, and he's concerned that maybe that there's a shard of chaos someplace up around there, maybe causing some of this, but not sure. So he needs some people to help find out what it is, and it's been taking a lot of magic to keep the magic around the city up to protect it, and that's what has been concerning Gandalf and some of the other city leaders there, and looking for the assistance that was requested. People have come up missing. There's been people walking back in a strange daze, almost zombie-like, and then others that just they have found the charred or burnt remains of what possibly could be that individual. So they've asked for that. Pincus and the UAG has set up your travel arrangements unless you have other means, because he'll definitely allow you to do that. But it's going to be a 30-day 30-day travel going from let's see here, move this up here, and where's my draw? Right, I think that's it. All right, going from, I want to do it in yellow, going from Illumina down, come on now, let's see, get back to the mouse and bring, oh, all right, I'll have to clear that, undo that. All right, and yeah, I'm gonna have to shrink it a little bit so I can give you guys that piece. Yeah. And I still gotta shrink it even more. Okay, boom. Gonna have to do it that way. And with that. And you'll be traveling from here to down approximately there. During that, that's going to be a 30-day travel that you guys will be together. So you'll have a chance to get to know each other if so desired. And with that, let's see here. I will go ahead and stop the share and go back to the other. We'll go with Ignatius. During those 30 days, give me a condensed 30-day version of what you've been doing, whether interacting with the others or such. You'll the first part of the travel will start off as a caravan, and the second will be that you will be on ship getting to the island. Ignatius?
I have to go first because I don't have anything.
Oh, you didn't have,
I'm like,
all right, is are the Tiv, are you ready or uh, for something like that? To give,
Yeah, I can talk about.
okay. And then I just
So-
don't want to always fall on
Mhm.
Isaac or Zakiya
Okay. All right. So
to lead off with.
during the month time of travel and such, anytime that we have a chance, like Tiff is kind of social with his party members, so he does have a fondness for for playing dice, and so he carries a set with him, and so he likes playing dice. He'll have drinks, usually mead, with with the other members of the group. He he always looks for opportunities to make money on the side. So whether it is a game of chance, or um, you know if you do go through several towns, like if during our travels we're going through several towns, especially larger towns, he does slip away away from the other two party members for a little bit, usually for like a night or so, and then he returns. But he never he doesn't explain what he does during those times. He just basically, if questioned, he'll just say, oh, I tend to have business to take care of, so it has nothing to do with our arrangement, and he leaves it at that. He won't go into any more detail than that.
All right. As far as that, give me a percentage roll.
Now, do we do that in?
You do it any place you want to, because I'm a firm believer that unless you give me reason to distrust you, I
Okay.
trust you.
Yeah. No, I just didn't know if Zoom has a
No, it doesn't.
has a
But
feature.
there is an online one that I use. It's low resource at times, but it to me, just whichever way floats your
Nope.
boat.
I prefer physical dice. All right. I rolled a 69.
69. Okay, 69. You during your escapades when you're out during the night and such, you had a couple close calls. You weren't caught and such, but they were close calls. You made it back pretty much unnoticed, except possibly from a couple on the caravan, and a couple being your compadres in your mission. As far as that, you've while you're out doing your night raids or your pleasure time, you made yourself 20 gold pieces of material. Some of it is in silver. You got probably about we'll say half of the 20 gold piece value is equated over in silver, and then you got a couple gemstones that fill out the other. We'll say 3 gemstones, semi-precious gemstones that fill out the rest of that 20 gold piece value of your booty. All right. Yeah, Zakiya. Same question during that 30 days.
Sorry, who'd you ask?
You.
Oh. So, I guess the first thing is, it sounds like Bloodfather uh, offered to play some games with Zetchi.
Itchy, that's what
Um,
it is.
mhm.
No, I did. I messed it up earlier.
It's all good.
Okay.
It's all good. That's why I was clarified. Um, she doesn't have any dice, so she asks to borrow. She seems perfectly willing to play games of dice and chance with you, but she does ask to borrow yours. Is your character have any issues with this? You're muted, by the way.
No, there's nothing special or sentimental about these dice, so you're welcome to use them.
Okay. So, any games that you teach her? Like
He
you're
knows.
setting the
Yeah,
gameplay here.
he says that the games that he plays is he plays Snake Eyes, Knucklebones, and a game called Mia or Maya, MIA.
And and she listens to the rules of the game, seems interested in them, and probably enjoys playing them, even for a little bit of coin. She doesn't seem too worried about how much is being bet. You notice, but beyond that, like you can tell, like from her perspective, this is just like like a different form of chess. Like time to play the rules of this new game I get to learn. And seems to enjoy that. Now a question for you, Charles.
Yes.
We did go through some towns from the
Yes.
sounds of it. How much of the time was on boat versus how much time was by caravan? Is about 50-50?
It's approximately 50-50, we'll say.
Okay. So while in town, she definitely seems to actually, well, so when the caravan is parked there, she probably goes to, in the larger towns at least, any of the local stores or possibly adventurers guilds if there's anything like well known there. Basically, she tries to go speak with the guild heads who'd be most appropriate for cartography, and essentially attempts to sell some of her maps to them.
Okay. Yeah.
Probably buy some new ink and parchment
As far as ink, parchments, and quills, you'll be able to find those easy enough, and it'd be straight PHB price.
Sounds good.
As far as that, as far as selling your maps, I would say that give me a persuasion or deception roll.
Okay. Well, they're legitimate maps as far as she's aware, so persuasion it is. 18.
All right. It's just seeing how receptive they are. And yeah, they seem very receptive, and they would like to purchase them. They seem to feel they could always use some more maps for their guild members to use, and possibly find some new trade routes or trade cities than from where they're at. And this is down in Comisnia where you're having this done.
Okay. I do have a variation on the kinds of maps that she has. do they seem more interested in the ones that are of the local area, or do they seem more interested in maps of very exotic locations, or does it depend on who I'm selling it to?
You got the one dealer that's really the one that's interested. And he likes any maps. He's interested in all maps.
Fair enough. So I have about like 7 or 8 different maps of different areas.
Okay.
How much is he asking for them? Like, how much is he willing to pay me for?
He's willing to pay.
And I can give you specific locations if you need that too, but it sounds like not so much.
No, not so much. This is just trying to get things situated for that 30-day period that makes sense. And he'll first, at least anyways, first start off with he'll give you 7 bronze pieces for all of them.
She says, "I'm used to working in alumina. Would 7 copper be more appropriate?"
He's scratching his chin and thinking about it, and go ahead and roll your persuasion.
Another time?
Yeah.
All right, 15.
Okay. And let's see here. And he'll hesitate some as far as that, and he's rubbing his chin, and you see that he's thinking, like he's trying to calculate in his head.
Right, yeah.
On how much he thinks he can get away with on this deal. And as he's doing that, he'll say 5 copper.
5 copper, 8 maps.
7 maps, you said.
She says, "All right, 5 copper."
It's as far as that, if I'm not mistaken. But
I said 5 or 8.
Okay.
I didn't say 5 or 8. I said 7 or 8.
Okay.
But yeah, she'll take 5 copper for 7 for 7 maps. That's for sure.
Damn, he feels good then.
Yeah.
He'll definitely he'll say, "Hold on, I gotta get that kind of money. That's big money." So as far as that, so it seems like he's takes his arm and he's reaching inside it seems like a pants pocket to us, and he's reaching there, and he goes all the way down to his shoulder, going down into that pants.
He's like, his tongue is sticking out. He's like, focusing on grabbing that money.
and as he comes on up, he'll have 8 copper pieces, and he'll go ahead and dish from that 5 of them to you.
Okay.
And he'll take the maps.
Sounds good. So the only other thing that happens of interest during this trip is that she continues her cartography,
Okay.
and actually becomes much more almost a little more animated and a little more excited to interact with the rest of the party while at sea.
Right.
You can see that she's spending a good amount of time on her maps, going, looking through her telescope, making, she has like a abacus, or not an abacus. Actually, she doesn't have an abacus, but sextant, and just doing the full-on cartography. So that's what she does.
All right. So we got you wrapped on them. Ignatius,
Yeah.
what are you doing for these?
Okay. Okay, for these 30 days, he doesn't really he sees those two playing games. He's not really interested in that. So for the most part, what he's going to be doing is he's going to be going around the on the boats. He seems very uncomfortable with all this water around, and so he's constantly like fidgeting and like playing, like kind of he's got like a book of matches that he keeps like flicking on and off with his fingernails, lighting the matches, then like putting them out and then lighting them and fidgeting the entire time, and people give him like weird looks, and whenever there's
especially on shift they would.
Oh yeah.
And if there's like he's always like, and he's always like staring into like whatever like ship's lanterns
Okay.
and stuff like that, because he really doesn't want to be on this boat. But when he's on, and other than that, he spends most of his time either visiting curio shops, trying to go to libraries to see if he can find any sort of like arcane tomes or items of interest.
Okay. Give me a percentage roll.
Okay. 1,000%.
No such thing.
I disagree.
I don't. There's no such
73.
thing. 73. All right. Roll me a 4-sided.
Okay. 4.
All right. You'll find 4 books that are that have subject matter of arcane within them.
All right, what's in the books? I'm gonna peruse them.
All right. As you go to peruse them, the storekeeper, the librarian there, or such, if you want to call him that, will say, "Hey, that's going to cost you a silver to go ahead and look through and read them here. That's a rental fee."
Be like, ridiculous! I shall pay you when I am finished.
Give me a persuasion roll.
Persuasion. Okay, let's see what his persuasion is.
Yeah, let me see what his
Sorry.
roll. Okay.
I'm not concerned with your rules of. I got a 3.
Okay.
I'm not concerned with your rules of your
He's
library rental fees.
He's going to say, rules are rules. I need my silver, then you can go ahead and peruse them. We've had too many people that have, let's say, taken proprietary knowledge away without compensations.
I shall ignore him and continue to see if there's anything that's of interest in the book.
Ooh, love this. Can't wait for this to happen.
You'll find that there, in the one book, there seems to be references to a couple spells.
All right, what kind of spells?
They would be divine spells.
Worthless! I'm not going to pay a silver for this. I shall slam the book down and walk out.
Oh, you're not going to look at the other books?
What? This?
I said there
Oh,
was.
did he go away? Because I'll look. If he went away,
No, there you
when
had. You had
when I
several
said books, I meant I was going through every single book. Okay.
in his shop.
Oh no, you said I found 4 of them.
Yeah, I was assuming when you asked if you found anything, I was taking the assumption in that one book, and you found some references to a couple
No, I'm
divine
gonna look
spells.
at. Oh, I'm gonna like shoot him away, and be like, don't bother me.
And you'll find in another book where it talks about magical properties of certain natural items like red coral and certain crystals in the one. And that's the second one. The third one is old, faded spell book.
Guys, I'm going to step away for
Yep.
2 minutes. We're getting a hailstorm here.
Okay, no problem. And in that faded spell book would be first and second, basically what is readable are first and second level spells, and there's 3 of each that are in there. They're high or low?
Low.
Okay. You might be lucky. Yeah, you are. They're wizard spells.
All right, what spells are they? If I could, I'm just gonna like go through the title to see what they are.
Okay. And let's see here. All right, wizard spells. Who wants wizard spells anyways? Good for nothing things. One would be, looks to be arcane lock. Another appears to be mage armor. And another one would be grease. And let's see here.
I'm back.
Oh, okay. And the other one is alarm. I said there was 4 spells, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And I gave you 4 spells, right? Or am I
worthless? This is all worthless.
None of them are fireball. You
fool. And the last book talks, it's not really talking so much about spells themselves, but it is talking about an ancient premortal magic and a legend of a tome that had great power and magic and some powerful spells in it, even to the point to where it could help possibly defeat the chaos shards.
God, that sounds like something some other party has to worry about.
Okay. But that's what you get out of those 4 books.
It's arcane lock, you said?
Yep.
I'm trying to see here. None of these spells are of any use whatsoever. I'm glad I didn't pay you your silver. And I shall just put them down and like walk out of the store. I won't even put them away. I'm just going to like leave them on the counter, like open.
Okay.
It's like meh.
I'm kind of just gonna like, you know, if you see a kid who like when he's like with his school books and then he like goes, oh, hey, you want to play baseball? And he just like drops the book on the desk.
Seems good to me.
Okay. And the shopkeeper / librarian will mumble under his breath how rude some of the patrons are getting around.
What was that?
You heard me.
So I'll just look at him, and as I look at him, you notice my eyes start to like go from like kind of a dull, like almost monochrome black because he's a Janansi.
Yeah.
So like his irises like kind of just smolder to like a slightly yellowish color in like the normally like completely black orbs, and be like, you're good that I am not staying in this town.
And he just chuckles and wishes you a fortuitous day.
It says, and as he's doing that, I'm just gonna sit there and I'm going to what has he got burning in this like has he got like a candle or like a lamp lighting his store?
No, he has what looks to be like a crystal orb that's it seems to be emitting light that's hanging there above the counter.
I'll just shrug and
Okay.
leave him be. But I'm going. But outside his front door, I'm going to let's see. What have I got here that I can to piss this guy off?
What can I do to piss off this storekeeper who sells books that include magic spells?
They're worthless spells.
I'm not saying it's not in character.
I'm just gonna sit there, and I'm going to like as I'm leaving, I'm gonna like take like a match.
Okay.
And just kind of like flip it over my shoulder towards the book, so the guy has to jump for it to put it out.
All right. And
while he's doing that, I shall make
here.
my way away.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, 14 on the dice. So we'll say that he jumps towards it and just barely misses it. Hits his fingertips. It bounces about and it lands on the book. And what are you doing?
I'm going to just walk out, and maybe his shop will burn down, or maybe it won't. But that's up to the gods.
Yeah.
To the gods, yes. I agree, clearly.
All right. So there's the 30, unless there's something else that Ignatius plans on doing.
Ignatius.
I told you, I'm terrible with pronouncing names.
I believed you.
You should know me on that. It's not intentional, not usually. Once in a while, with a certain character, it might be. But is that all you're doing, Chris?
Yeah, I mean.
Okay. No, there's still
those spells were none of those spells set things on fire.
All right.
So you set it on fire so that it might be useful.
Yeah. You know, it is better to burn than waste people's minds with such junk.
So you doing anything while you're on the boat? You setting the boat? You setting the boat afire?
Oh no, I'm going to sit there and every night I'm going to basically be sitting in my cabin with like a little oil lamp in front of me.
Okay.
And I'm going to stare into like the burning flame, like almost unnervingly so every night.
There's a strange cloistered cleric that tries to heal people that has that affliction. His name is Freud.
Oh no.
Yeah, you know what? I don't care because that guy's a pervert.
But just for the stick of it. All right. So you guys, the 30 days travel is up, and
I'm sorry. How much time was on the ship itself?
15 days.
15 days. Well, during that 15 days, my Tiv would have had a hard time masking his familiarity with ships. So he was very much at ease on the ship, and he, took an interest in, just how the ship was being sailed and managed. He might have even slipped up and corrected a deckhand on how they were doing certain things. So he certainly would have inadvertently perhaps revealed, something from his background, and that is that he was very familiar with being on board ships.
Okay. And you'll be fully successful in telling some of the other sailors how wrong they're doing their job. And some of the time, but as much as tongue-in-cheek as that's going to be, some of the times you'll be spot on. Other times is they're going to look at you like, you don't know what you're talking about type of look. And so you get that mix there, but they're not making your stay too uncomfortable because you are the customer. You are the reason why they're going through these dangerous waters. So if they perish by sea monsters and such, in their mind, they'll blame you when they stand before their gods.
Sure. A good plan.
And such. But anyways, that's that aspect. You arrive in not in the city of Nizaba, but at its port, because it sets back away from the coastline by 2 miles. There's a built-up wharf like there with a road, and there's a couple shacks that are out there. Well, I say shacks. They're a little better than a shack, but very small accommodations for like the longshoreman and the dock master to house themselves in while they're down there on duty. And you come on in, and you're greeted and by the dock master, and the dock master is has a book, his quill, and he's basically, as the sailors and as the passengers are coming off, which includes you three, he's asking your name and purpose for being here in Nizaba. And let's start with
to clarify about this,
yes.
Are we as a group and he's asking the group, or is he asking each person as they come up? Like he's like, "Hey, I want to spot
It's each person.
Okay, cool.
One thing that I will give you, he's not asking for any compensation. He's just asking this information.
Okay. Who is the first off the ship? I imagine it's Ignatius.
It could be. If you guys can decide between yourselves. You'll see that there's some sailors that seem to be running from Tiv because they're tired. They're tired of being told they're doing things wrong. So they're looking to get off the ship in a way because they need something more than grog to settle the trials that they had.
An uninjured, yes.
But and then there's others that are up behind you guys. You seem to be clumped in the middle. In fact, some of the ones that are trying to get off are just trying to get off because you could kind of tell that this was their first time at sea, at big open water, and they really were having an uncomfortable time on board, and they're loving to get on firm land.
Yeah, that's fair. Chris, would Ignatius be in front, or would it be perhaps myself?
Sure, but I don't want to go. I don't want to go first.
Okay, sure, that's fair.
Well,
what about you?
Who's ever gonna go first will be the first one. Let's make it simple.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, Tiff is not uncharismatic, so
Okay.
I will go first.
All right.
I will approach the man. He's taking like a manifest check, correct?
For the most part, that's what you would
Yeah.
surmise. You got some background there. You would know that he's the harbor master,
Right.
the dock master. And as you approach, as you would have heard, there's no secretary, nothing being too secretive.
Mhm.
The people in front, you heard them ask, state your name and your purpose. And then when you get up there, the same question, state your name, state your purpose.
I'll state my name. I'll say I go by the name of Bloodfooter, and he says my purpose is business.
With whom, he'll say at that open general statement.
The employer, if I recall, is from here. We were hired from here, or we're hired.
You would remember his name, Gandalf.
We are in the service of a man named Gandalf.
Okay, the harbor master puts that on that, and he'll actually go ahead and tell you, stand over there next to that guard.
Okay.
Next person up.
I guess I walk up.
Okay.
Uh,
Name, purpose.
Kazetchi Innocent Thingamagig.
Slow down. How do you spell
Gesundheit.
innocent?
INNOCENT.
All right. And he'll lick that quill, dip it into the ink, and he'll be writing that down. What's your purpose here?
Research.
Researching what?
I previously thought to be inactive volcano.
Okay. He'll researching geothermal mountains.
Yep.
And he'll say, go on.
I go past him and say, "Oh, I'm assuming it's that one," and I just point in towards the only big mountain range I can
No,
see.
actually, there's that mountain range, and there's this volcano.
Then I'll pick the one that's more obvious from our current position.
Which you would have a hard time seeing because that's
So I pointed to the snow-capped ones.
about 45 miles.
Right,
yeah,
right.
Approximately.
But
Because each of these axes is 30. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. No problem. You're pointing off to where you're pointing. And he'll say, and he'll just pass you on. He's not
Okay.
gonna.
He doesn't respond. All right.
No, he'll look and say, "Huh, okay." It's
My character was asking, but I don't think I correct him.
okay.
He's like, huh, okay. And then I go, sure.
It's because it's of minor importance.
Right. Yeah, he wouldn't
To
care
him.
though.
That's the feeling I'm trying to purvey with him.
Well,
Okay, is that it?
Yeah.
Ignatius.
Yes. What is it you want? I'm
Name,
busy. Let me off this boat.
name and purpose.
My name is Ignatius, and my purpose is to leave this boat.
What business do you have here?
Business? I have no business. I am just what business? What business do you have being here?
My business is to make sure all that come aboard give me their name and state their business in.
Well, now then you have done
Nizaba.
your job. Thank you.
But I have not got your business. What's your name, by the way?
I told you my name. Don't you remember? I told you that 2 seconds ago.
Did you? And he'll scratch his old white head.
He'll
Like,
scratch his
don't you
head,
remember?
which includes hair.
Remember what? Name
exactly.
and purpose.
He's already put that down. See, it's right there. As I point to whoever the last person is who came
And
through.
roll a deception roll.
And this guy can't even remember. I actually just gave him my name, and he didn't write it down. So that's deception. 12.
All right. He says, okay, Mr. Snookerboard, the dress shop is up in town.
Which
No
would have been
looking
okay.
no
You
looking
can
under
say
the dress.
that, but I pointed to like whatever like the gnome's name was. So
Mr.
you was the
Well,
last
you
Snookerboard.
said the
the
most
person right
recent
before
one,
me.
and that might not have been me.
Yeah.
So it was your intention that Ignatius was behind my character then? Is that right?
I don't care who. I'm just
Okay.
like, yes, whatever.
All right, then he'll point. He'll look at Zieki or Zeki.
Zechi, yeah.
Zechi. Chi. Maybe I'll remember.
And I shall take out my pipe and light I shall light like the match off like my kind of almost coal like skin and light it and blow smoke in his face as I walk past.
All right, and he'll say the mountains are that way.
Ah, yes, whatever. I can see these mountains.
Yes.
You cannot even but you are doing a big up job keeping track of things here.
You'll see the mountains that are here easily there because they are snow-capped mountains. They are tall. So from there, you'd be able to see them as far as that. So what are you doing is what I'm saying. You get past him, where are you going? Ignatius.
I don't know. We're supposed to like meet up with the guy. So I'm just following the party.
Well, right at the moment, the party is sort of split.
Yeah.
I mean, weird because we're all getting off the boat at the same time.
Yeah, I'm going to I'm watching the other two come by and they're going in a separate direction.
Yeah.
So
And
I'm
you're
just
and you're next to the guard.
yeah.
Yeah, I actually suspect that my character would have looked for Bloodfutter.
But it wouldn't have been hard to see him because he's off to the one side.
So what that means is that I just kind of move toward him and wait near him as well.
Okay.
So we are.
Is it, what time of year is it anyway?
Let's see here. Roll me. Someone roll me a 12-sided.
4.
A 4. Okay. So,
That's virtually now.
well, it's kind of, sort of. Let's see here. See which month it would throw you in. All right.
Unless a
1, 2,
four.
3. You're in the month
Hmm.
of Vena, and it is the beginning of spring.
Is that
All right,
virtually
so
now?
it's still kind of cold.
Actually, not where you're at here. The temperatures are very, very comfortable. It feels like it's about 72 degrees, and
Oh, that's freezing.
and that's and that's and there again, that's at midday.
What I'm going to go is I'm just going to go to wherever like people congregate, like in an alley, and like start like a barrel fire and just kind of warm myself up. Oh, it's freezing here.
Is
Okay.
is the quartermaster that or the harbor master that sent me off to stand next to the guard? Is he still checking in other people?
He's checking in other people, and he gets to the last person, and he'll turn to the guard and say, "Take him to Gandalf. Gandalf needs to speak to him right off." And he'll take you into the city and through the streets, past a monastery on the front gate, and over to a wizard's tower, and he will knock on the wizard's tower.
Well, I'll say to the guard as we're walking on that those other two are with me as well.
And the guard would say, "What other two? There was 40 of you that got off that ship."
Right here, I raise my hand so that I become in his field of view with my short height.
Okay, and he'll say, "Oh, where'd you come from?"
Yes. I just put my hood up, which just like makes me even harder to see. Like, actually, yeah. In response to him saying that, I put the hood up, of my cloak, which causes me to become transparent and my face to be concealed.
Okay. And what of Ignatius, besides trying to
I'm
burn the
sitting.
city down?
All I have is I use Crete bonfire to make
Yeah.
like a small trash fire in the alley as I warm myself while these guys talk to them. So they're gonna have to like point me out.
Yeah, if they choose to, but you're going in that direction. If either one of you guys want to point him out, you can do so. If not, then you can do that also.
Yeah, I will point and that man over there by the bonfire.
You pyromaniac, come with us.
I look at him and say, "Who are you talking to? Are you addressing me?"
Yes, I am.
All right, I'll just kick the fire over,
Okay.
leaving it burning and head over there.
All right. You get up to the wizard's tower. He knocks. A young preteen boy comes to the door and asks.
So he's that kind of wizard.
And he asks, "What? Who is it? And what can I do for you? The master is busy." And the guard will say, "The harbor master told me to bring this one to you, and these other two followed with him. I don't know if they're his servants or like stray cats just looking for a saucer of milk." And the young lad will say, to the halfling, the one that's about the same size as he is. What's your purpose here with the master?
We're here to
I'll
investigate.
say, yeah, I'll say
volcano.
we were hired to investigate some volcano that may be active.
Oh, okay. And then he'll say, who sent you?
Go ahead, Tiff.
I said we were hired by Gandalf, or a man who claimed to be.
Well, the master's in his study, but who sent you from wherever you came from?
Isn't that who?
No, it was actually Pincus is the one that sent you.
Pincus.
Yeah.
Well, Pincus had sent us.
Okay. And what he'll do is he'll say, come, we've been waiting breathlessly for you. Things are just developing terribly. The master will want to see you right away. Come.
Why are you delaying us?
And he'll turn to the halfling. Is that your servant? Could he be? Why is he so loud? Come.
I'll just follow him.
Okay.
I turn toward Ignatius and give him a look like one of these days, like just it's just a look of like maybe you should start considering the culture you're in currently, and then I follow.
All right. And you come up to this big stone door, and the preteen will go ahead and push it open and say, Master, they're here. Our saviors are here. And then here's the one that Pincus sent, and he brought two servants with him. And then he'll turn around after you guys enter the room and shut the door, and he'll be gone. And before you stands a tall, elderly wizard, long, tropish white beard, and a bald head, but he has lots of hair coming out from the insides of his ears.
Nose.
No, ears, that droops on down, and you can see where as it comes on out of his ears, he droops it back up around his ears to make it look like he has more hair on the side of his head than what he really does. And he'll say to Bloodfather, so Pincus, my friend, sent you. What did he tell you?
All he told us was that there was some need of us to investigate some volcano that is supposedly active. I don't have any expertise in such things, but there was coin that was promised, and so here we are.
Yes. And it used to be a sleeping volcano, but yet strange happenings down around it, and such makes me worry, and of that, and but I'm glad to see you brought yourself some help, some servants to help you along the way. We need to find out what's causing this and what type of danger it is to us here on the Isle of Nizaba. I suspect that it's a great evil shard of chaos known as the King Shard that's causing us this trouble. If you could find out if it is such, and if it is, if you can obtain it, then we'll be able to get it back with the others to go ahead and put the forces of evil back in balance. Are you up for such a task? It will be grueling. We've had people come walking out like zombies. The earth shakes and shudders. There's black puffs of smoke and soot that cover the ground at times and kill off our farmers' fields. We need that assistance.
Well, I'm
Sounds-
ready.
Yeah. I believe we are all up for the challenge.
Okay, and what he will do is on this map, he will show you where it is. He'll say it's a day's travel to get there from here.
Okay, we will.
Day and a half. And he will also share the intelligence that he's gained through his means that he has. There it is. That's what I want. Stop that. Through his magics. And he says, and once you get to it, you'll, there's the most that we can find from myth and lore in scrying magic is this here. Right here. It shows different caves, whether they're lava ports coming, old lava ports coming out, or areas that were made to go on into, unsure. It's been 100 years since anyone that I know of that's been up and in around there. But that's what you got to look forward to get to the base of the old volcano and have to choose wisely on which way you go.
Looking at these entrances, I will say, I'll point to number one and
Okay.
say, is this entrance facing the town? Are these entrances the ones facing the town, or are they around the mountain?
They're on the face that does face town.
I turn to the group. I have climbing gear, but I'm not very proficient at it. Unless one of you can either fly or feel very confident in your ability to climb, I suggest we go to the one that's easiest to reach by foot, and then make our way from inside rather than risking a nasty fall.
And he'll let you know that the what you visually see here is what you would actually be seeing. He almost like he has taken from a scrying device and made a reverse imprint upon this piece of smoked glass of it.
Oh, well, I don't know. Height is of no matter, but there is no guarantee that these tunnels are connected. There's no guarantee that these tunnels are connected inside the mountain.
That's true. But we should start with the closest and then start heading up, or
start with the easiest and go from there.
Height is no matter. Flame is no matter to one of my arcane ability.
all right. Well, if you feel confident that you can get us all up to a different location, then
It makes no matter which one we go to first.
then let us go with the easiest one, perhaps.
Okay, whatever.
All right.
I will just pick one at random and go. We should go there, and I'll just point to it.
Which one do you randomly point to?
I don't know. Roll. There's 5 of them. Roll a d6.
Okay, I'll do that. You got it. I got rolled a 4.
Then as you should go to 4, the last one.
I look at Tiv and I go, I guess you're the deciding vote, 4 or 1.
We go to 1. There's no reason to climb if we don't have to.
All right.
Okay. And by the time you get done with the meeting, with all the discussion and the showing of the evidence and him giving you some maps to the volcano, it will be about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. He will offer you boarding, lodging and boarding for the day, for the rest of the night and day, if so desired, or if you want to head straight off, that's up to you.
No, we just came off a ship. We need some rest. I'd say leaving tomorrow or even the next day is soon enough. The volcano's not going anywhere.
It will be a day's travel, so my guess is that we will want to leave sooner than 2 days. But I do think we need 2 days of rest before we get there, which a day's travel.
You guys will be starting with a long rest.
Okay. All right.
Well, whether you stay the night or not.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we rest and then have to head off the next day.
Does he have a library that I can peruse while we're there?
He does, but he says it's my private library.
Like, do you wish our help or not?
He does not share well with others on that. He will say, if you want to peruse a public library, we have one of those in the center of the town by the monastery.
I see that you are not really concerned with our success or not. So I shall not.
All right. So if you're going to spend the night in the city, and okay, what's here? Did I miss something? All right. Oh, okay, that's a good feature. All righty. Oh, I like that. Learned something new with a patch, with Zoom. So if you guys are not going to do anything special overnight, then we'll start from the morning. You'll have the full rest. You'll have a good meal to start your day with. Feeling quite refreshed, invigorated. Some of the best rest that you've had in 30 days.
Okay. So after After breakfast and everything, I will take a spot check of my traveling gear
Okay.
and,
Right.
sling my backpack on, and
All
I'll
right.
meet the other two downstairs and see if they're likewise ready to go.
All right.
I'm likewise ready.
Okay.
I will say at some point, either in the trip or in the morning, I will say that Gandalf fellow, he's the tallest dwarf I've ever met. Have you ever seen a dwarf that tall?
I don't think he's a dwarf.
Well, he couldn't be a human. No human's that bearded.
And look at him and be like, well, he's just probably his hair. He's probably just had a spell that has gone wrong that has caused his hair to infect his brain.
Ah, okay, sure. Yeah, I guess that makes more sense.
Sometimes these people deal with impure magics that don't cleanse the world as fire does.
Yes.
All right. So off.
Start our travel.
Yeah, off you guys go. I'll bring this map back on up. Annotate and draw. Right here. You leave Nizaba and you get right about there. Nothing has happened all that much. Yeah, that's, and I want to, go ahead and, yeah, why not? Put right there as an indicator. The ground starts shaking horribly, and you're seeing puffs of steam coming up out of that mountain that lays before you. Give me a dexterity check from each of you.
My character's dexterity is a 20.
Give me a moment.
Tiff rolled to 16.
Okay.
I don't know if am I adding dexterity bonus to that roll?
It's a dexterity
Check.
just check.
Okay.
Now, if you got, I'll say, acrobatics,
Yes, I do.
then if you want to add
Acrobatics, I have a +5.
to it, then that's fine. But it's to be honest, it's immaterial with what you rolled.
Yeah.
I roll a dex save, then a dexterity check, and then an acrobatics check because I didn't hear the other. Didn't do it right the first 2 times. So 23.
All right, that's fine. Ignatius.
I got a 5.
Ignatius, you fall and you're prone and you're having a hard time getting up. You've taken no damage, but you just kind of embarrassed yourself by falling in front of
I am not embarrassed.
Well,
I revel in this ability. I'll just
Okay.
lay there and like flop around on the ground.
All right. And so and about 10 minutes later, the ground gets quiet as far as that.
Can I roll a nature check to know if such intense seismic activity is normal for? Yeah, okay. 21.
You would say that the rumbling of the earth seems to be natural, and it
But
seems to
definitely
be
above average, as it were.
yes, above average, but it does seem to fit with what nature knowledge you would have around a volcano.
All right.
And with that, I also give you with a possible volcano that's wanting to become active, to reawake.
All right. So once the shaking has stopped, and I've gotten a moment to, to focus on something besides falling over, I say, well, I'm pretty sure that volcano is definitely active. Let's be careful, I suppose.
Well, one might kind of think to be careful. I would personally,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, it's a good thing we're not climbing then.
Right.
not at the moment.
Not at the moment. So what I'll say is, while we are traveling, my character's primary thing that they're doing is kind of moving with the group, but a little bit off, kind of not attracting attention to themselves. In case the group gets attacked, you'll have somebody who's not immediately caught up in whatever attack happens.
Oh, okay.
So while I'm traveling, I am stealthy in that sense. But
All right. Righty tighty. So, any of you guys doing anything other than one staying off away from the other two of you and trying to be stealthy?
I shall get bored along the way, and on one of the two people who are traveling, I shall cast a tensor floating disc to follow them, and I shall just lounge upon the disc while they're walking.
Okay. Well, you don't have to worry about shaking then. Not for a while. Yeah, how long can you keep that up?
I think it's. Let me look. I'm pretty sure it's an hour.
Oh, okay.
yeah, and I think it's a ritual too.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast as a ritual.
Okay.
I mean, it slows things down, but like you can keep doing it as long as you want.
Yeah. That way I'll be well rested.
Well, you think so, anyways.
Yep.
What a grueling travel we were doing. Oh,
Your character is so easy to hate.
I do not know what you mean.
I'm talking out of game. That another character, and that is pompous as he portrays himself.
Perfect. It's so perfect.
I know it's great. It's great. I'm enjoying it. Don't get me wrong. It's just I could see a couple of my characters that have just as bad attitudes that really would, man, it'd be like a cat fight.
Yeah. So I guess you're leading the way, Tiv.
And you'll get
Okay.
if you're not doing anything special, you'll get to the base of the mountain. I'll stop that. And let me, I'll go ahead and I'll drop that. I don't need to be burning that resource at the moment. And you'll be, come here, you little sucker.
If you have anything heavy you don't want to carry, I'll let you put it on my desk.
He'll lower himself to let you. Why is that up? That one should be down.
I am the great and powerful wizard Ignatius. I don't have to scrap on the ground. Like a gnome?
Okay.
Yes, like a gnome. How unfortunate.
Uh,
Those dumb gnomes.
yeah.
Nobody likes them. Good thing I'm only a halfling.
Let's see. I like gnomes. Gnomes are all right.
I've had so many people who like just have these like weird like I guess they get it because they read Reddit, people who talk about World of Warcraft and how they hate gnomes, and it's like for some reason that means like gnomes are like the stupidest thing ever you could play in D&D.
I think
It's
they're
like,
fun.
oh, why?
I think they're fun at times, if I'm in the right mood. But anyways, here you guys are at the base of the mountain here. It's by the time that you get there, it's about 5 o'clock in the evening from long, hard struggle. You're feeling somewhat tired of of you that hiked it. Those of you that kind of hiked it and flew it and hiked it and flew it or floated it, you're not quite as
I think I got a
exhausted.
cramp in my legs sitting here too long. Oh, oh,
How unfortunate. Yeah.
Roll me.
My lumbago.
Roll me a D12.
Who? Which person?
Any one of you, whoever wants to.
All right. I
Rolled
rolled
a
a
3.
But just one of you.
He rolled a 3.
He rolled a 3. Okay.
Called it before I did.
Sorry.
Oh, no, no,
you're to be sorry about.
That you won initiative. That's all that works.
I don't know if I put it that way, but yeah, it could be.
Well, if it's initiative, then I have an initiative bonus of +5.
But it's not initiative.
You have initiative bonus +5, or your character has initiative?
Yes, both.
Yes.
I'm very agile too.
Oh, very good. If there's a feat that was unalert or absent-minded, I have that feat, so I probably have -5 for my initiative.
Let me get.
They should have something that lets you take like maybe if you get offset at first level, take 1 flaw to get 1 feat or something.
Take a penalty feat. That would be an interesting idea. I don't know.
Actually, in many of the games I play, it's you take two flaws to gain 1 feat, and it does work out to being way too OP. Because one of the campaigns I'm running, that player with a first level character, having 3 feats is like just blowing through
crazy,
everything.
yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So it's nighttime or evening, 5 o'clock, like I said, and you guys setting up camp. Are you gonna trudge on in the waning light?
I shall make a fire.
Yeah. We can make it through the night if we need to, from a lighting perspective. It may even be to our advantage. This is my character saying this in character, by the way. But I am a little concerned about overexerting ourselves in one day.
Well, the other aspect I will also point out is, since you have this map of the or this picture of the mountain, that you would realize you do have to climb some to get to here.
Right. Yeah. So my character is saying I'm worried about overexerting ourselves. I do think the night might actually be to our advantage, but it depends on how tired we are. How long did we travel to get here, Charles?
You traveled about 20 hours.
20 hours?
About that.
Holy shit!
No,
well,
that wouldn't make sense.
I was just pushing it thematically through it, so we didn't hit every. I know a lot of times.
Right,
I do
right.
that.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Whatever.
It was, in my mind, I was like, oh, a day and a half. That's 12 hours. And I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, if we even, yeah,
So we stopped along the way.
Yeah, we
So,
almost certainly rested along the way
Yeah.
multiple
Oh,
times.
you
which
had
means
to
that-
for
yeah.
Ignatius to do his ritual, which is 10 minutes every time for the tensor's floating disk. You know, you go an hour, he'd go an hour, and then have to.
Sure. Yeah, I guess it would be a little shorter in that sense. But either way, I think we would rest at this point.
Yeah, I don't want to put up for the night in a potential volcano tube while the ground
If we don't
is.
have to.
Yeah, if we don't have to. And
well, would you rather be out in the wind or inside in the shelter?
We can.
I'd rather be out in the wind. Plus,
Because if the volcano explodes, it won't make a difference either way.
I said we shouldn't have to worry too much about wildlife either if the volcano is showing signs of activity. So we should be able to get through the night without any problems from any wildlife.
Yeah. We'll want to keep a watch either way.
Oh yes, of course, because
And that's
I don't know what else is inhabiting this area.
And that's where I'm pushing there. If you're keeping watch, I need. I desire to know who's on which watch.
Yeah, we should do a 3-hour guard shift.
Seems good.
And that way everyone gets at least 6 hours of sleep.
Yeah, at least. I'll take first or last. I don't mind either.
Because the middle sucks.
Sorry, I should clarify. I realized I said that incorrectly because Zetchi specifically asks for middle watch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which should have that exact response from people. They're like, "Wait, you want them to watch?" It was but I just said it wrong. So that was perfect. So it's the exact same response, just one middle watch.
I shall take the first watch because I don't want to be woken up early.
And I'll take the last watch.
All right. Someone roll me a D6. Because I did something else.
Well, I'm sleeping, so I won't take.
No, it's whoever. It's going to pertain to y'all. So whoever wants to roll a D6, roll it.
I rolled the one.
A 1. Okay. And who's on first watch?
Aha! I am on first watch.
Okay.
Because I like to sleep in.
All right. That's no problem. And during your first watch, roll me what's your passive perception?
9.
All right. Roll me an active perception then. Because you're on watch.
It's going to kill us all.
Yay.
I got a 18.
Okay. You see this from coming down part of the mountain from where, let me see here. I'll make so it's easier for us. Stamp, yeah, right here. And we'll say, I like that. This is a better color probably. Right, we'll say right here is your camp. And then, let's see here. Take that and sickly. Yeah, come on. Oh, it doesn't matter. It must be whatever color, pre-formatted color. You'll see coming down from about this direction a dim greenish color light. Do you have dark vision?
Yes, I had dark vision 60 feet.
Okay. This is further out than 60 feet, but with its dim light about it, we'll say you see it, it's out about 90 feet coming towards you.
Okay, what is it? It's a light.
It's a strange dim light. It's beyond your ability to really make out exactly what it is, but it seems like it's floating down.
It's probably no matter. I'll ignore it until it gets closer.
Okay. Once it gets, let's see here. Undo there, and we'll say it's right there is about 60 feet from where you're at. It looks to be this floating skull with green fire around it and red burning eyes.
No.
Coming your direction.
It is flaming, huh? How cute.
Well, that's my description. I don't know if it's.
I think Ignatius would take anything that's on fire as cute.
as far as that, so that's where that is. Go ahead and roll initiative so we have it out of the way. If we use it.
Okay.
And 5e, which die is the initiative die?
It's your D20.
D20, okay.
Plus Dex.
Plus Dex. So.
Well, plus your initiative modifier.
Right.
Well, yeah, or other things, yeah.
Yeah, so I rolled an 18 total.
Okay. And Zetzi?
No, that was Tiff.
No, I'm asking for Zetzi. He must have put it in. I see that
19.
Chat's there. Yeah, okay. When I changed on the sharing, my side portion of the chat drops.
It's all good.
So, all right. And Ignatius.
I got a. Let me see here. I got 17.
17. Okay. So this thing has initiative. And let me take a quick. Okay. 15. And I guess how far? There's 60 feet away. He's and he moves 40. So he'll fly on up to within 20 feet of Ignatius and the camp. And that's there. And he will go ahead and make a couple attacks at Ignatius, I guess, since he's up. And one will miss, and unnatural 20. Does that hit you, Ignatius?
Sure. No, it's too low. It's too high.
He shot too high?
Yeah, it's 20. 20 just rolls over and misses me.
Okay.
It's got to be within like 15. It's got to be within 12 to 15 to hit.
Okay.
Too high it misses, too low it misses.
Okay. You take 10 points of fire damage.
How you would think that, but I take 5 points of fire damage.
Well, that's fine. I'm just you have whatever your resistances are for it.
Yeah, honestly, I'm surprised Ignatius takes 5. He's like, a nice little toasty warm greeting.
Yes. And then after that would be Zetchi.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I awaken to the sound of this fire attack.
Yeah, we'll say it has an audio portion with it, and
I gotta blink awake from my bedroll. Like any person who is be paying attention at this moment, which is probably no one. Like my character's really jumpy.
bless you.
Bless you.
But yeah, I just I kind of take a quick glance around, see the flaming skull.
Yep.
Grab a light crossbow and some bolts that are placed right next to my bedroll, pretty much, and just load and fire, just right there from the crouching position.
Okay, go ahead and roll to see if you hit.
I'll do that. How about a 22?
That will hit.
Takes 7 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And then
let's see here. Does it have any resistance on that? No, it doesn't. Oh yeah, it does. Piercing. Okay.
it is magical piercing, by the way.
Yeah.
Worth noting.
Yeah.
Okay, so
You said 7 points, right?
7 points. Yep.
Okay.
And for something like this, I'm going to ask that it makes a wisdom saving throw.
For what?
For the arrow that just hit it.
Yeah, but what's he making a wisdom saving throw against? Because
so I fire one of these arrows, and in mid-flight, it kind of gains this almost black, oily sheen, and a bit of a smoke. Smoke comes off of it as it hits. It will do extra psychic damage and require a save from it.
okay, because he has some immunities. That's why I was asking.
Right. I don't think a creature that is immune to the blinded condition is immune to it, but I'll double check.
No, but it's you said it's psychic damage, and I don't see it saying psychic. So
Okay.
And what's the DC?
DC is my spell save DC, which is 16.
All right, he fails.
Okay. Let's see here. He took 6 psychic damage, and as the arrow impacts into this flaming skull, you can see it just kind of almost leaks this black oil onto it and around it, and it can no longer see further than 5 feet.
Well, one would think.
Well, that is what it does to regular people. Floating flaming skulls, less confident.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying that's what you would think, and
That's right. That is what I would think.
I like that.
You are correct.
Yep. All right, is that you? That it?
Oh wait, actually, get a second attack. I'll make a second attack. Fire second shot. 11 more points of piercing damage as I fire at this thing. Yeah. Oh, sorry, 22 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay, 11 more points of piercing damage as I fire a second shot at this thing.
Okay.
And that, well, I guess I'll stand up, move a little bit away from the party, kind of back up away from the creature in a diagonal direction.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Blood fodder.
Okay. What I am going to do is I am going to use my my cunning action, which is a bonus action, to move to behind the behind the skull, and then if successful, I am going to make a sneak attack attempt. All right, this is with my sling.
All right.
My +8 to hit with my sling.
A what?
+8.
Oh, just what's your final roll? Is
Oh, all right.
I need. I don't
tell
need
you.
all the modifiers
All right.
unless asked.
Ooh, that was not good. So I only rolled an 11.
All right. You miss it.
Yeah.
It goes off to the left of it. It almost looks like it's headed towards Ignatius.
Well, this thing's up in the air.
Yeah, it's up in
Not
the,
very high up in there,
but not yeah, and it's but you're way far from Ignatius. It's just that left. It's going off in the general direction. You know it's not going to hit him, but that's what you see.
Okay. And I don't think I get any. I mean, I could do a fast hands action, but that doesn't allow me to do anything related to this. So that's it.
Is there something you could do with fast hands to give Ignatius advantage?
Fast hands. The only thing I could do with fast hands is a sleight of hand. I could do something using my thieves' tools, as far as disarming a trap or opening a lock.
Well,
or I could use an object action. But I mean, I guess I could toss him a weapon if
it's up to you. I don't know if there is any option. I will say the obvious lock on the back of its head. Maybe it could have seen up front, but no, just kidding.
Yeah.
Quick, pick the lock on the back of its head.
Yeah. But okay, Ignatius. Ignatius, you're
That's you,
muted.
Chris. You're muted. Yeah.
All right. Is there anything within 10 feet of it right now?
Yes, you have blood fodder that is.
Looks like he was hitting it with a.
Is,
Okay, so if I put it on it, how far is it away from me? Because he's behind it, right?
He's the skull is 20 feet from you.
Okay, so if I put it and he went around behind it.
Yep.
So if I put it like angled like in front of me, I won't get him in a 10-foot radius. So make me a con save.
Versus what?
Thunder damage.
I think he was asking for DC.
Oh, 17.
All right. Yeah, he failed.
Okay. So he takes 17 thunder damage as I shatter him.
All right.
And he's also deafened.
Okay, that doesn't make much difference, but
But he can't cast spells
I'm
that
just saying.
require
Oh, sorry.
vocal
you go.
vocal components.
All right, 17. Okay. So now how do-
17 thunder damage. I cast Shatter.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
earth-shattering kaboom happens.
Kaboomy!
yeah. It's right in front of a snow-covered.
Active volcano.
Oh,
I'm sure
wow.
there's no. Well, la-di-da.
You know, if it's not like inside like the at the fault point, so it doesn't really matter.
No, but avalanches happen.
Well, then but we're not up the mountain yet. We're still in the.
You're right where the axe is.
We're part way up the mountain. We are not
Yeah.
halfway up the mountain.
But I'm just saying.
We're debatably not even a third of the way up the mountain, but we're
But-
on a
Oh,
mountain.
I don't care. I'm not worried about.
I believe you.
Avalanches.
Yeah, is that all you? Is that all you're doing there, Ignatius?
And also, is he inorganic material? Anything made of inorganic material gets disadvantaged. So,
Well, he's organic material.
but are the gems? He does have gems in his eyes.
Nope.
Okay.
Thank goodness I didn't want any demi-liches attacking us.
Yeah, it ain't a demi-lich. It may look like kind of like a demi-lich. It is an undead.
All right. Well, that's my action,
Okay.
and I'm also going to move away from it 30 feet.
All right. And yeah. Man. He only has one slot, but being how intelligent is it? Oh, this guy's pretty intelligent, so
Well, and
right.
he's also deafened, so.
Yeah.
Even matters.
Right. Why am I doing it the hard way? Right here. And 20-foot radius. All right. Out from the skull, what is the range on that? You see this big, yeah, okay. You see this big ball of fire come right in between Ignatius and Zetchi. And I'll need deck saves.
All right.
For just those two or everybody?
You're behind this guy.
Okay.
As you move, the spell goes forwards.
Where we need a map, because like I would have moved where I wouldn't be near him, but.
Well,
I mean, I technically did move away, so presumably the area of this is big.
it's a 20-foot radius.
Yeah.
Sphere, and it's all right, monster male, and his DC is a 13. So
I got a 15.
okay,
I failed to save. 12.
all right, and
Fireball. Pah! You're using fire spells against me, the master of flame?
It's me. You fool.
the only thing I don't like about this monster, and there's probably other ones like it. I like using the average damage, but
Doesn't tell you for fireball, yeah.
yeah, I don't for the spells. So okay, so that will be 10, 16, 20, 25 points of fire damage. And if you saved, it's half of that.
What's a quarter of that?
Well, take a half and then take a half.
Yeah. It would be 6. Ignatius is like, more tickling.
Where'd that D6 go?
It's finally getting comfortable on this cold mountain. It's slightly warming up.
And oh, there it is. Whoever has a passive perception of 15 or better,
Okay.
you will.
I have a 17.
That's all right. As long as it's 15 or better, you'll hear some rumbling coming from the top of the mountain.
Run away.
And let's see here. And I'll get back to this thing.
So here's the question I have about avalanches. This tensor's floating disk always is 5 feet above the surface. Could it
And
completely ignore an avalanche?
Pretty useful.
it could be. There, and it will move after casting that. It'll move 40 feet towards you guys, so it's pretty much within more or less melee distance for Ignatius and.
Well, it couldn't be if it was
That's
20
it.
feet away last time. I moved 30 feet, then it would still be 10 feet away from me.
Yeah, but if you got a, all right, let me rephrase. It would be within an attack action or attack for you. If you had a range attack, you could use it. Is what I'm basically meant.
Yeah,
Very
you have
generic.
a movement. Yeah, you have a movement action and then an attack action.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
But that's what it did. It's but it's 40 feet away from blood fodder is what it
Okay.
ends up being because he moved forward 40 feet.
Yeah.
All right. After Zetchi.
Okay. Wave the smoke out of my face. Pat my burning hair out a little bit. And Well, I guess I'll start with the second wind. I guess that was me using the second wind.
Okay.
Bonus action 11 HP back. Yay.
Okay.
I'm going to don't really want to use those for that. And that does piercing damage also. So I guess is the best option then. I'm gonna load 2 more shots
Okay.
to fire at this thing with my crossbow.
Go ahead.
27.
That hits.
Takes 10 points of magical piercing.
All right. Its eyes go dark. The green flame around it goes out and the skull drops to the ground.
And then with my movement, I'm going to move 30 feet closer to it.
Okay.
And as my second action, I stomp it into pieces.
Okay. No problem. Be able to do it. We're out of initiative.
All right.
For at least for the moment.
Yep.
This is going to be too funny.
Yep. I'm going to look at my stuff that just got fireballed, start pat out anything that's on fire, and I go, I guess I'm on second watch then.
I'm going to look over this thing and make a religion check to see where it came from or what I know about it.
All right. Give me a religion check on what you would know about this type of undead.
Okay. 26.
All right, and you would know that it come from a lich that fashioned it to protect its prize possession. And you would know that they're evil and that they're hard to kill. As far as that,
Useful little undead minions.
Yep. I'll even say you've heard of them coming back to life.
Then we should leave before well, we should leave before it comes back to life then.
And Bloodfather, you're hearing louder rumbling.
Yeah. So as they're still like, I'm looking over my shoulder and looking back up towards like the top of the mountain, and I'm going to start moving away from the mountain. And as I'm, passing through the camp, I'm going to yell to them, just avalanche, and just keep on moving as quickly as I can. So I'm going to use 2 of my actions. My standard action is going to be the movement, and then my bonus action will be a dash.
Yeah. All right.
And so I can dash, and I can do 2 dashes.
Yeah. That's no problem. We're not in a niche, so you can just
booking it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just narrate.
Yeah. So I am. Yeah. So as I look over my shoulder, I perceive that the mountain is potentially in an avalanche, state of avalanche. So I'm just going to.
And where the question mark is up on the map is where you're hearing the sounds.
Yeah. So I'm going to start, and I guess we're by the green and the yellow and the orange star.
The star is where the skull was, and that was your base camp right here.
Yeah. So I'm going to run, because I was on the other side of the skull. So I'm going to run through the base camp, run past these 2, yelling for them to, just, get ready to run. I will briefly grab my backpack from the ground and just try to continue, dashing away and get some distance between the mountain's base and us.
Oh, come on here. All right. I want to. It is not working like I wanted it to. Oh, wrong thing. Now we're back to normal. I'm just trying to turn the arrow, but I'll clear that arrow. Trying to clear them off, but what the heck? But we know where we're at. That was up here for the avalanche. Base camp down here, the skull there next in the base camp. You're booking, get the highlight, that'd be easier. You're booking off into this direction, correct?
That's actually a good question. Is Tiv going toward the entrance to the cave that we had talked about, or is he just going south away from the mountain? You're muted, by the way.
I would say that I would be moving away from the mountain.
Away
So,
from it. Okay,
yeah.
so
So
you're going.
southwards, away from the mountain.
All
Yeah.
right, no problem. Zetchi and Ignatius, what are you doing? You hear the scream of avalanche. You see Bloodfire moving as quickly as his short little legs can take him.
I look up. Is there an avalanche?
Well, what's your passive?
9.
9. Yeah, it's easy enough with him saying and like that. I'm only making the DC like 5. You're seeing what looks to be some movement of snow from the top.
Okay.
Okay. My character's first, like, in the scene that my character has, it's like I'm smashing this thing, I'm talking with Ignatius, and then he runs past, and I look up the mountain and go, "Oh shit!"
And
and
he
so,
did. Don't forget, he did say holler out avalanche.
oh yeah, oh yeah. It's once he said it that I realized that there's an avalanche coming on. So so I'm going to use my action and my action surge to basically gather my stuff real fast, as quick as I can, and follow.
Well, that's no problem. I will not hinder you guys from, at this point, of being done dirty like that.
I guess the only other thing that my character would do is, because I'm probably some distance behind Tiv, even though he started a bit further ahead, he's way faster than I am. I will say something really nerdy like, "Avalanches move at this speed. Humans can't outrun them. We should either get to the cave or find some other safety." And that's my turn.
Okay. What's Ignatius? What are you doing?
I'm going to look up at the avalanche and look at the other two freaking out and be like, "What's the big deal?" And I'm going to cast Fly on myself.
Okay.
Yeah, I knew you were going to do that.
All right.
And then just fly up out of the range of it.
All right, that's no problem. Then you'll be able to do that.
Lasts an hour.
That's fine. The snow, big sheet of snow, starts sliding down this side right here, just like this. And Bloodfodder and Zachi, as it's coming towards you, you'll notice some big rock outcroppings that you could jump behind to hopefully protect you if you so desire.
Okay. I will certainly do that.
In fact, we'll say it'd be right like down here, the big rock outcropping.
Okay.
And there looks to be a channel here, almost like that sheet is coming down this way. As far as that may hit that channel, go through the channel, or bust up against the larger rock areas here. You don't know quite yet, but that's the perception that you may take. Zachi, you doing the same?
Is there some way to roll a check to get a sense of how much protection it would give us, or like?
Yeah, go ahead. Give me give me since it's a quick check.
Nature or
give me a perception.
Perception. Okay, survival maybe. It's up to you.
Well, this is you're doing this on the run and fast, so it's,
perception's good. I love it. 14.
Okay, you think that this could be better than being swallowed by it.
I believe that statement. So I'll if Tiv goes toward it, or even if he doesn't, I'd say, "Over here," and shout to him and lead him this way toward this outcropping that looks pretty good to me.
Yeah, I
Um,
will definitely jump behind that outcropping as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
and as it's coming, I'll kind of turn to you, to Tiv and go, I got a shot that might be able to unbury us, but if you have anything more useful than that, it'd be real good to know about it.
So nothing but a short sword to dig ourselves out if we need to.
All right, I guess hold on to it. And so what my character is going to do is basically, crouch leaned up against this thing, and I'm just going to aim with I think the hand crossbow would actually have a better hold on the bolt. Whichever one has a better hold on the bolt, I'm just going to aim it straight up. And so if this shot straight up, so that if we start to get seriously buried, I
Yeah.
can fire a shot and know that it went up toward the sky, which would be the way out.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm basically readying my action to be buried.
Yep.
Mhm.
All right. And this sheet of ice and snow comes sliding on down, like I said, down this face along the edge of that hole and comes around here and it starts hitting here and going through this channel. You get sprayed with some ice slivers and some snow dust as it hits, but you take no damage except for possibly some mental impact as far as seeing possibly the aspect of seeing my life in front of my eyes type of thing.
I take the frightened condition for as long as it's going. Got it.
And there with Ignatius, you're flying. Where do you want to be flying to? Because you're not going to be bothered by it. You're up high enough where with the fly spell.
I will just make a note to where they are,
Okay.
so I can dig them out and just watch the entire thing, and with detached interest.
Oh,
Wow, this is interesting. Oh, you don't see this every day. People buried alive.
I wish I was good at painting, because then I could
Well.
all right.
fire painting, whatever.
That all.
Actually, perhaps if I had it, I would use minor illusion to make like maybe some orchestral music playing while I just watch it curiously.
That all ends.
Perhaps I'll pour myself a drink.
No.
You guys aren't buried. You do have, say, an inch or so of snow dust and ice particles that are on you, kind of covering you, but nothing that's going to cause you injury and nothing that's going to kill you at the moment. You and Ignatius, from your vantage point, you see this big ice and snow piece slide on down, hit the rocks down over there, and you're kind of blinded for a second or two from all the white powder of the rocks being smashed with the snow.
Horrible, horrible. What is this horrible wet stuff touching me?
And you kind of lose sight of them for a moment, but then when it settles on down, you see white kind of shaped individuals that look familiar to you.
All right, I'll after it dies down, I'll like fly over and like land on the rock. It says, so go to the cave.
You're muted, by the way. Not you, the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to head to the cave?
Yeah. Yep. Don't want to get buried again.
Okay.
We can get a good night's rest, but maybe in the cave is better.
All right, there. So you're going to move over there. That's it's going to be a little hard because it's kind of difficult terrain with all the
How much do either of you weigh?
I weigh 70 pounds.
Okay, how much is your gear?
70 pounds.
All right, I could pick that up. I'll pick one of them up and just fly up to the cave, and then maybe I'll go back for the other.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just start climbing. I've got a climbing gear, so if
Okay.
I probably won't be going full pitten mode on this, but because it doesn't seem like it's a sheer rock, but I will use the grappling hook and then rope as needed.
Huh, but on the plus side, that flame skull's completely buried.
It is.
All right. Why is that not? Okay. You'll be able to make it on over to there, but give me a second here to find actually what I think I need. Let's see here. Does that have it there for you? Nope. So it's not that one. I thought I had the right one up, but is it this one? All right. Okay. That's what I'll, yeah. Okay. All right. And what you'll see basically will be right here. Let me annotate this spot later. This cave entrance here coming on in there, and you'll actually feel some warm air coming out of it.
We need to find a place to rest. I don't want to go too deep into this thing when there might be more of those skulls, but also I don't want to be too close to the entrance for any avalanches.
And touch it up here a little bit.
Maybe we head back a little bit and off, and then if an avalanche happens, we run inside here.
And this is right here. This is you got probably about 20 feet of flat open area that you can if you from the outside here that you can probably see in there.
Mm-hmm.
But there is warm air that's coming on out. It's a lot warmer in there than
Oh, it feels
standing
great.
out.
Yeah.
It would definitely feel better for you.
Yeah.
Well, let's just go into like this first landing part and set up camp there. I see
Okay.
stairs going up to a landing, and it's like,
You-
oh, we have to.
Well, those stairs are going from the top
we'll
on
see.
down.
Oh, they hit down. Okay.
Yeah.
I say, all right, yeah, we can find a place inside, but don't go too far. And I will have my weapon out and shield and all that.
Oh, you know me, I am the soul of prudence.
Okay. And
soul of fire, I would say.
And you all see in with dark vision,
and
right?
sagacious as they come.
Am I
I'll
correct?
just start heading in.
Okay.
I guess I'm behind
Okay.
Ignatius.
All right.
And I will take up the rear.
All right. How far down are you going? How far
We're
in are
gonna
you
go.
going?
We're just gonna go to that first to that first room.
All right.
It's like the
Where-
landing at the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah, but where? I guess what I'm asking is where exactly? Those squares are 10-foot squares. There.
So so the area of 24D that looks like it's higher than the rest of the areas.
No, it's actually lower.
Yeah, no, like
It's below
they
a
drew the
lip.
stairs
Yeah,
like weird.
up here is higher. Right here, all this. And for some
Okay.
reason, when I
Okay, I see
did the
now.
map there, it took out this, but that's all flat up here. Like this is a plateau, like right over here.
Mhm.
You got a 30-foot cliff.
Yeah. Just listening. And maybe I ask for some assistance from the rest of the party for this as well. Basically, I say, I say it quietly. I say, keep an ear out. Uh, tell me if you hear anything that sounds like movement or maybe fire. Not just like heat, but like the sounds of actually burning fire. That way, this really feels like an area that is unsafe, like trap kind of unsafe.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's just completely normal to me.
What I'm saying is that if I was somebody who wanted to ambush somebody who is entering the space, I also would want a plateau 30 feet above them. So either we should get up to the plateau or be very quiet and just sleep off to one side and hope they don't notice.
Well, I'll scout ahead and I'll use my stealth ability to see what I can see just by slowly moving forward.
All right. Well, where blockwise, where are you going to? You going inside where it has that plus 30 feet?
Yeah, I'll go to the edge of that because you said that's an edge, right?
Yeah, it's a cliff going on.
All right.
Up,
So I will,
30 foot.
yeah.
When you enter that area, you're taking 1 point of damage.
It's that hot. Holy bejesus.
Wow. All right. So I will back off. As I feel that heat becoming that, that uncomfortable,
Yeah.
I would back off before, even before I took the point of damage.
When you get just to the, you'll feel that the buffer zone on that is where the 24D.
Yeah. So I would stop.
The base of that.
Yeah.
Of the D and the 4 and the 2
Mm-hmm.
is where it starts getting extremely hot and uncomfortable.
All right. I will back off before, I'll back off before I go that much further forward.
Okay.
I would actually step backwards, and
Yep.
I would tell the other two that it's way too hot to go any further over there. There's got to be a lava flow.
Okay. So I guess the answer is Ignatius. If you really want to sleep down there, you can, but we're sleeping up here.
I'll go down there and be like, oh, what are you talking about? It feels completely comfortable.
Okay.
Average temperature.
It's not. Look, my water isn't even boiling.
You still flying?
I guess for like another until the rest of the hour. So yeah, I'll look up over the 30 feet.
Okay. If you go up within, like I say, that area of the 30 feet and you go on up, you're taking 1 point of heat damage.
Okay. Half of that is nothing.
I understand that, but I'm just putting it out. So if someone does watch this, they understand why. As far as that, you get up there and you can fly up high enough and you see, let's see here. I want to switch because from over here to the players one, you fly up from that and you'll see this area here, and there's what we'll say from here, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 to 90 feet away. You see this bridge going across this lava river.
Okay. Like,
We'll say that you
perfectly
that you
homey.
see that.
It looks very homey to me. Oh yeah, well, it's just a river of fire. Don't you have rivers of fire where you come from?
No. Well, yes, but no. Yeah, I set up camp at the other side of the stairs.
Okay, it's comfortable. You're not. It may be even stretching into the area depending on where in there that you're setting up camp. Comfortable to hot, not damage hot, but hot.
Yeah. And I will say I'm second watch, so I'll keep watch for a bit, and then I'll wake you up when I'm ready.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Your hour's up on the flying spell, so wherever you want to be.
I'll land back. Well, I mean, this map doesn't look like, because it looks like it goes up then down, but you said it goes down then up.
It does. It goes down. It's going from here, the top part, down here, and then this is all up over here. This is raised, even though it kind of looks the opposite, but that's what it is.
Yep.
You got this is all plateau right here.
Yep.
That's why. Well, we'll put in a little other way is that's also why the lava river isn't filling this area up. It's up here. These grounds are higher. It's, it's just not seeing the avenue to get there.
All right. Oh, it's in the book that I don't have right on me. So let me look at something here. I need to check something here. Nope, that only lasts 6 seconds. So yeah, I'll just after I scout around, I'll scout around for until my spell wears off, and then I'll fly back to camp and be like, well,
okay,
see you in the morning.
Well, I'll need to know where you're scouting so I can
well,
tell you. I mean, are you just scouting right up here on here looking, or are you flying across the bridge? Or
the zoom's popped out, so I can't look at the map while I'm looking at my character sheet.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. It's not on my side.
Okay. So yeah, you know what? I'll just I'll check those little islands out that while I have the fly spell going.
Okay. And
those little islands, 24C.
Yeah. You'll when you go over within towards them in the bridge, you'll start taking 20 points of heat damage per round.
No,
I know you. I know you have resistance to it, but
I'll put absorb elements on me
okay.
and then like because it would only take one round to get there and fly back.
Yeah.
So I'll cast absorb elements on me and check it out. See if there's
All right.
anything on it.
There's nothing on it that you see, and adjust the damage to whatever accordingly.
Okay. And on either one of them?
Yeah, on either one of them. Actually, up on the second one on 24C, the heat is a little bit more tolerable for some reason. If you get up around where the 2 is, up there.
All right, then I'll just fly back and
Okay.
then rest.
All right.
Reduce it by let's see, I take half and then it's
I think it breaks it down to a quarter on the
well,
damage.
it just I could put fire shield on myself if I really want.
Yeah, but the absorb elements that you did put
Yeah,
on.
it reduces it by I take 1 point because it reduces by 2d6 a round. So I take
Okay.
1 point the first one, and then 3 points the next time.
Okay.
So I take 4 points of damage on the
All
2
right.
rounds that I scout those 2 items.
No problem.
And then I'll just head back.
Okay.
And slightly, it's like, it's very balmy here. But if I really want to, I could just put fire shield on myself and be immune to fire.
That's fine.
Useful.
That's fine.
You would think, a guy who just does fire spells. What a stupid idea.
I didn't think it was a stupid idea.
But I'll fly back.
All
After I
right.
checked it out, there's nothing on those islands.
Okay. And gentlemen, how much time do you guys have left that you can play?
Actually, I probably only have until 11 o'clock.
Okay.
I do have work tomorrow morning.
Okay. Well, that's why I'm asking to make sure. How about the you other 2?
I could go maybe another hour, but I'd be fine with stopping it.
It's 10:45 on the East Coast right
Yeah.
now, so
Yeah, we're both in the same time.
Yeah, I'm conveniently not at the time zone, so
I'm saying I could play because right now I'm indefinitely furloughed until this whole COVID thing passes over.
Yep.
So, but if
right.
he has to go to work tomorrow, then I'm fine with stopping.
Okay. Well, what we'll do is we'll wrap this on up, and on what actions you coming on back to the camp after your exploration. Those guys at camp getting camp set up, and figuring out on watch, and you guys can take it there. We'll kind of RP it for that piece, and then
Well, I think perhaps we should try one of the other entrances because it's fine for me, but I don't think you people can handle it.
Right. Yeah. This just seems to be impassable. So.
I mean, we could be quick, maybe, but we would have to get over the ledges and any other height obstacles fast.
Well, and alternately, what we have to do back is go back and we would have to travel another 20 hours back to the wizard and see if he has any fire resistance potions.
Yeah, that seems a bit much. It would make more sense to go to a different entrance in that case. But I will say, one concern I do have, well, 2 concerns, is if we try to use climbing gear in this sort of space, I feel like the metal might heat up, and that could be real bad. And I'm not certain that those other entrances are going to be any less safe. Obviously, if it's probably better to check them out before going another 3 days back, but It's just worth noting we might have to deal with the heat, and in that case, this may not be the worst entrance. But you won't know until we check them out.
I don't know. It's like if this was at the base of the mountain and it's fiery, it might be cooler up top.
That seems
The
pretty reasonable.
lava might not have reached that high yet.
That seems pretty reasonable to me. If there is another avalanche, though, this camping place is not bad because we can head inside, and even if, it seems like even if there was snow that came down here, it would just melt into water. So, at least being buried alive is less.
Oh well, I'll go outside and gather some snow because I know you people like to drink water
That's not a bad idea.
and
But
melt it down
said,
to like replace our water skins.
that said, Ignatius, I believe you are our last watch. So how about I make the water and you can.
I think I was first watch, but
Oh, that's right. You were first watch. Apologies.
Yeah, I'm last watch.
You might want to get your sleep though. Either way, and I'll make some water. It's my watch.
I was thinking like if you really want, I mean, let's see how long this would last I don't know how long this lasts, but I have to see if I can cast it on other people or not. Is the thing. I'm pretty sure I can, but I don't know if I have to be up to concentrate on it. Is the deal? So I'm going to check that really quick, and I think I do.
It's probably no biggie. It's like what I can do is I can put some snow in the water skins, put them not in taking fire damage range, but in the hot space of the area.
I'm pretty sure that they would melt as soon as you got them in the.
Because they're probably not made of metal or anything, but the leather probably get cooked though.
Well, the water
for a far end.
Now I'm just.
But you could boil the water in them probably without any problem. Just like keep them close to the heat and then pull them out and put them back in the snow. And now we have clean, cool water.
Well, the thing with doing snow into water, and this is just a fact of real life, is you're going to need 2 to 3 times as much snow to get the volume of water.
That's probably true.
That's in the skin. You would see that.
You would just I would just fill like whatever like your camp cook kit was with
but
it.
You would
melt it down, then put it in the.
Yeah
maybe.
But you would know that as you got in about where the stairs started going down, that you could accomplish that.
Yeah, I could put the bowl, somewhere down there where I could then quickly grab it and bring it back out. Part of the reason I was thinking water skin was just because the leather wouldn't heat up as badly, like it wouldn't burn me if I tried to grab it. I still think it's possible. It's just
harder getting the snow in a water skin because the spout is so small.
Right. Yeah.
I
do have a mess kit. So what I'll say is what my character takes the time doing during their watch is figuring out like a thing. I got a mess kit. I got water skins. I figure out how to melt them.
And you got a 3-hour watch, so you'll be able to accomplish.
I got the time for it. Yeah.
What I would do is I would just take my cloak and like hold it out like in front of you, like sort of turn it around and fill it full of snow. Then hold like the cloak, then carry it inside. And put it in whatever you're going to melt it in, and then pour it in your water skin.
I don't know if I really want your cloak for that. Maybe I do my cloak.
I said I didn't say my cloak. I said put it in your cloak.
Okay, fair enough. And I got prestidigitation to clean things up as it is. So
all right, so that's what's kind of going on. Blood fodder, anything that you're going to do, because I want to wrap this up so you can get going.
I'm just going to help out.
All right.
In preparing the camp.
Okay. Yeah, and you guys with everything that you're doing, you'll be able to have basically a quiet night. You'll get a short rest out of it. So
cool.
And now the next question is, to finish this up, when's the next available time that all 3 of you can do it?
Good question.
I should be free. I'm usually free in the daytimes almost every day.
Okay.
I only have one interruption. I only have one interruption in the morning at 8 a.m. in the morning and 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So those are the only 2 times that I have to check in with work.
Okay. How about well, Chris, I know that you're on furlough at the moment, but is there a better time and trying to work it?
Well, let's see here. Usually Wednesdays, I just use that to spend with the family time. So Mondays are pretty open.
Well, and that's
Tuesdays are
and that's what I'm
basically Mondays are. I usually get up at about 10. So
okay, but that's what I'm leaning towards is trying to see if there's a time that all 3 of us can, or all 4 of us can be together tomorrow, which is a Monday.
yeah, I could probably show up tomorrow, like mid-morning to afternoonish. But then again, it's like people. If I'm playing D&D all day for 4 hours a day, people are gonna start to hey, what are you doing in there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let me check real quick at my work schedule for tomorrow.
Well, if it doesn't have to be tomorrow, but I was just whatever.
Let me just.
We can. Let me stop.
I normally have tabletop on Thursdays, but that's also.
Let's see here. Let me stop the record here. Stop share. And